Oh my god, it's EDM. Okay, hello. I'm deep in the bowels of research right now. Wait a minute, hold on. Do I have maybe some Valheim? There we go. Good. That's some good shit right there. Yep. Yep. Okay. All right. What the heck is going on here? Okay, let me see something here. So, pull up my Twitter. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, I want to know what's going on here. So apparently Valve is being sued again, and I want to know why. Apparently this has something to do with it, but the only way for me to figure that out is that I have to read it. So, one contract clause now sits at the center of an antitrust case against Amazon, Steam, and Microsoft. Here's why price parity provisions, MFN clauses, became a billion-dollar liability and where the theory is still untested. So the theory is still untested, which means May 31st, 2026, two PC games sued Microsoft in the Western District of Washington, alleging that a clause in its 2011 distribution case contract with Valve, the company behind Steam storefront, the price of Microsoft publisher games artificially high for 15 years. The complaint, Rockman versus Microsoft, is striking on its own terms, but it's most useful as a marker of where platform antitrust is heading, because it shares a single piece of contractual DNA with the largest consumer antitrust cases in the country, the price parity clause. Strip away the gaming industry details, and the same provision sits at the center of each case against Amazon, against Steam, and now against Microsoft. Understanding the clause, what it does, why enforcers have turned on it, and where theory is still untested, is the key to reading all three. The clause at the center of it all, the price parity clause, often called a platform most favorable in nation PMFN provision, is deceptively simple. Requires a seller that lists a product on one platform to charge no more than it charges anywhere else. In isolation, that sounds pro-consumer, who object to a promise of the lowest price. The antitrust concern with the America Bar Association antitrust section has explored at length is the opposite of intuitive. By guaranteeing that a seller cannot undercut or dominate platforms elsewhere, a PMFN can remove the seller's incentive to offer discounts on rival platforms at all. The floor that protects the big platform becomes a ceiling on competition. A platform charging a high commission has little to fear from a cheaper rival. If no seller can pass the rival saving on that onto shoppers. Well, wait, how does this apply? So Steam's parity policy is a contractual provision requiring developers and publishers to offer their game and DLC on Steam at prices no higher than what they charge on any competing platform or storefront. This ensures consistent value for Steam users and prevents publishers from systematically undercutting Steam. So what is the Steam parity policy? Let me see. Does the Steam parity policy only work on Steam? Yes. The Steam piracy parity policy primarily applies to Steam keys sold outside the Steam storefront. Valve requires that publishers do not offer Steam keys at a lower price on a third-party site, like Green Man Gaming and Humble Bundle, than what the game is currently listed for on Steam. However, the application of this rule, it has nuance. Non-Steam games, the policy... Hold on. Turn that off for a second here. Steam key price, the Steam key price parity. So the parity policy is primarily for Steam keys. Steam requires that if developers sell Steam keys, codes to activate games on Steam through third-party stores or their own website, the price must match or be comparable to the base price listed on Steam. So, can you have a discount and then you can throw out a Steam key? Like, general price parity. Valve generally expects that the price of a game on Steam remains competitive with and does not exceed the pricing available on rival storefronts like Epic Game Store or GOG. So the general price parity. So they have the Steam key price parity and then they have the general price parity. But then you have to ask the question then. Yeah, Steam's price parity policy primarily applies to Steam keys sold outside the Steam storefront. Valve requires that publishers do not offer Steam keys at a lower price on third-party sites like Green Man. Okay, so we read that. Non-Steam games. The policy does not apply to versions of your game that run on entirely different platforms, e.g. Epic Games, GOG, or itch.io. You can generally discount native GOG or Epic versions without altering your Steam base price. The gray area. While the official Steam distribution agreement primarily focuses on Steam keys, ongoing antitrust lawsuits such as Wolfire Games case have highlighted leaked internal emails that indicate that Valve employees have occasionally pressured developers to keep Steam prices competitive with all platforms. Though this is not a rigidly enforced standard legal clause for non-Steam versions, then I think the inner workings of Valve is going to have to work on that. But this is primarily on the Steam keys, right? So the Steam's price parity policy primarily applies to Steam keys. So this is weird for me then. I'm not really sure how this is going to work in the long run for anybody who's trying to go for a lawsuit. Because if you think about it, Steam keys the keys have to be used on Steam. So if somebody sold a Steam key for $5 on a $10 game somewhere else, you're undercutting what is essentially something that is running through Steam itself. And the only way to justify it is if it was $5 on Steam itself. You're literally making a product that's on Steam, and then you're taking that product and selling it for cheaper. You know what? That's something to think about. Give me a second here. Okay. Alright. Okay. Let's make sense of this. Alright. Alright. So that's the clause at the center of it. 3 platforms, 1 theory. PMFN theory is no longer novel. It's becoming an organizing principle of modern platform antitrust enforcement, and the procedural milestones are stacking up. The Amazon litigation, the FTC in 17 states allege that Amazon anti-discounting policy functioned as a PMFN that props up an artificial price floor across e-commerce. Oh, what about the Steam? Let me see. The same clause drives the Steam litigation as Wolfire Games versus Valve, consolidated as In re Valve antitrust litigation. Game developers allege that Valve's parity requirement forces the publisher to hold prices identical across storefronts, what does that say? Insulating Steam's 30% commission from competition. Okay, I need to know what this means. I'm gonna look up words that I do not know. Insulating. Insulating. Wait, what? It's insulating. Wait, hold on, then I'm confused. Insulating Steam's... Oh, I see, they're using it as kind of a maybe like an objective or adjective. So what makes Microsoft different? I'm looking for Steam because they're saying the same thing for Steam. Let me see. For all evidence, all evidentiary, the complaint faces real obstacles, and they cut to the same horizontal versus vertical question. The arbitral finding the plaintiff lean on, that an arbitrator in the separating proceeding, Valve versus Abruzes, concludes the clause was an unlawful horizontal price fixing agreement, is not what it might first appear. It arose in a private mass arbitration against Valve. Valve is seeking to vacate it, and no federal court has adopted it. As persuasive material, it is useful for the plaintiffs. As precedent, as precedent, it binds no one. More fundamentally, Microsoft and Valve can be expected to argue that the clause is vertical, not horizontal, that it governed only how Microsoft priced its own games across channels, a distribution term rather than an agreement between competitors to fix a market price. If a court accepts that framing, the per se theory collapses into a rule of reason and analysis. And the case becomes a far heavier lift, requiring detailed proof of market definition and anti-competitive effects. The same parity clause can look like coordination or like ordinary contracting depending on the lens, and which lens applies. It's exactly what the motion to dismiss it contests. It's also worth remembering that nothing has been tested. The complaint was filed days ago and Microsoft has not yet responded. Why it matters. Parity provisions were once treated as routine commercial housekeeping, but like it doesn't seem like, okay, so it doesn't seem like it does, because it doesn't seem like it goes into Steam's actual parity pricing. For Unbroader Antitrust Bar, the cluster of cases is a live experiment in how the PMFN theory can stretch. The Amazon and Steam cases will test it under the rule of reason at scale. Rockman tests whether the same clause can be recast as per se horizontal conduct when two platforms operators sit on this on both sides of it. But okay. There's no clause that says in Steam or Valve that forces anyone to keep the same let's look this up actually. Okay, so let's not that. Steam pricing pair. Okay, so pricing types. Okay, for new Steam partners. Okay. Pricing minimum pricing threshold is 99 cents. My game is missing on some. Okay, my game is missing. What currencies? How often? Can I schedule my price update? Can I raise the price of my game when transition? Okay. Can I participate in sales? I can't find anything about it being on another platform. Oh, it's down there. Is that it? Okay. Do you need to match the price of your game on Steam any other platform? No. As a developer, you do not need to match your game's base price on Steam to other platforms. So, okay. This one's different. Okay, Ursosa has a new lawful file Thursday as it wraps up. So you can't sell Steam keys for less elsewhere, such as on your own site, but there's no explicit rule that the game has to be the same price everywhere, which would be a significant step towards price fixing. One obvious example of a different price elsewhere is Slay the Spire, which is just launched on iOS for $10, but it's still $25 on Steam. Lawyers try to claim PC, console, and mobile are non-comparable, by the way. Of course, there might be some soft or implied pressure to not put your game out at a fraction of your Steam price elsewhere. Hilariously, I've seen people doing the opposite, i.e. launching former Epic Games Store exclusive cheaper on Steam. For example, Journey to the Savage Planet, which just launched launched on Steam at 40% off. But much of the pseudo-monopoly effect of Steam, and also don't forget that being a monopoly in itself isn't explicitly illegal, is a soft monopoly. People are used to using the service. They like it. They have a lot of games stored there, and so they keep using it. And there's certainly no hardware lock-in or forced lack of store choices, like Apple's current situation. Okay, so Okay, so I think I get it. This is interesting. So they only have the price parity policy for Steam keys. And it's not something that's really on the outset of just regular. Like if you sell it on Steam for $10 and you sell it on Epic for $5, it's not like they're going to stop you from doing that. The problem is that people want to use Steam keys. So if someone said that they made the price of a game for $20 on Steam, but they want to sell a Steam key for less than $20, they're not allowed to do that because the Steam key needs to follow Steam's actual price. I think that makes sense. If you're trying to use a Steam key, which uses the platform of Steam, the request of actually keeping it the same price as it is on Steam makes a whole lot of sense. Because thereafter, you're trying to sell a game kind of like how you would sell maybe like a second hand or going through a third party following a base rules. Like there's probably no agreement for anybody who buys Steam keys to sell it elsewhere, because it always comes back to Steam. Now, if you are a game front like GOG or itch.io and you were selling the same game, you can make it whatever price you want. But the problem is that people are using Steam keys. That's probably where the whole price parity thing comes from. Hey, Argus. Just going through another bit of stupid controversy. This time Steam is getting sued again. Okay, hold on. I have to use my amazing clickety clack keyboard. Give me a second. Well, it's interesting. So this time somebody didn't yell at me on Twitter. Instead, they gave me a link to their proof, which was this article right here. And the article is basically talking about this, how price parity clauses became the common thread in antitrust cases against Amazon, Steam, and now Microsoft. Now, this isn't so much as like somebody going crazy on Twitter. This is actually kind of like a reasonable argument, because Steam's getting here you go. Steam's getting sued again. Consumer Competition Claims, CCC, through Game Claim, has launched a new class action against Valve in the Netherlands. The group claims Valve controls around 85% of the PC game market and uses rules that make it harder for developers to sell games cheaper on other stores. Well, that rule that they're talking about is the price parity. It also argues that Steam's 30% cut on game sales is too high and shows anti-competitive behavior, which 30% is the standard used pretty much in every platform, where like on Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft all uses 30%. So that becomes like a moot point. Like we've seen that everywhere. According to CCC, Dutch gamers have paid more than they should due to these practices, with total damages estimated at over 220 million since 2013. Which, if they're following the standard practice of 30%, if that is their biggest thing that they're going to use in the lawsuit, then no, 30% is the standard practice, which doesn't give them too much of ground to stand on, because let's be honest, if Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft are doing the same thing, right, the 30%, it's not Valve's fault that they are the monopoly in terms of PC gaming. It's not their fault. It's the fact that when you try to use the Epic Game Store, they don't have the better platform. People like Steam. and they keep going back to Steam. I mean, let's look at this real quick, right? I have Epic, but for maybe like one or two games, right? Those one or two games, excuse me, let me get Steam up here for you guys. Those one or two games, right? Like, look at this library. Look at this library. Look at this freaking library of games I have here. Look at all that. Look at all those freaking games. All those games I've played, not all of them I've, completed or beaten, but I like Steam. I like going through the store of Steam. It does a good job at saying like, hey, these games are, up for sale. They always constantly have sales, and those sales are brought about from the developers, because it's not Steam making these sales, it's the developers who are controlling these sales. So, and they're going to continue to go through the Steam marketplace because it's the better platform. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell them. So, according to... oh, wait, I read that. The group says it will first try to reach a settlement with Valve, which is not going to happen. If that falls, the case could go to court and may take several years to resolve. Well, Gabe has buco dollars, so he will... I mean, it's not like he can't fight it. He might be just annoyed by this and exhausted, and is just like... man, I just want to make a better platform in video games. Now, this person said question mark. This is actually good for gamers. It would mean that you would get cheaper Steam games if they win. They would match the lower revenue cut of other storefronts. How is that bad? And then I say that isn't necessarily true. The price is up to the developer. They are not forced to set a price by Valve due to the cut. Logically speaking, if that were the case, then games would be the same price on Epic, but they're not. Check Expedition 33, for example, $44 on Steam, while currently $36 via a discount. Epic on Epic, it's $49.99. I rounded up for $50. Valve doesn't stop devs from changing their price on other platforms, but of course there are rules. All I see here is a lawsuit trying to vie for a reason for Steam to push for a lower cut. They want a lower cut from Steam taking the 30%, basically. And then they said this lawsuit is about the price parity rule that Steam enforces, not about the revenue cut they take. And I'm about to reply back, right? Because even if it's not about the price revenue, because this is about the price parity, right? Price parity is kind of the same thing. The price parity, and they're talking about, oh, but the games would be cheaper. No, devs make the prices. Let me see. Hold on, give me a second. Having to work during the heat probably made it worse. Oh yeah, you're working outside, aren't you? I'm trying to keep up my water because the house is hot right now. I need to get more water. Give me a second. I'll get to you guys' comment. I'll have to start at the top though. Hold on. There we go. Okay. All right. Sorry. Let me read the top because I missed a lot of you guys' comments here. People selling Steam keys thinking they can undercut Valve. I guess that's kind of what they're doing, yeah. Because if they're trying to sell a Steam key, then yeah, you're basically selling a Steam product. The Steam key should stay the same as what you would sell it on Steam. Steam getting sued because of jealousy? I don't, I don't know about that. Man, where's the door to the news story section? I don't know about that. I don't know about jealousy. That's bullshit. What the fuck is my country being drunk? Your country being drunk? Are you? I don't know. I don't know if they're being drunk. I think they're just confused at the moment. My brain is so fried. Your brain's fried. I hope the other side of my country, because I want to smack them in the face. That's crazy, dude. Only complaint on the Steam store is that I wish actual search were better, but that's kind of just a downside of Steam being that big. Well, I don't know, because I think it's just a simple and typical search. So like, I could just search anything like, I don't know, RPG. Like I could put RPG in, and it'll just give me a whole bunch of RPGs. So I don't know if the search is really that bad. It feels typical and normal to me. Having to work during the heat probably. Yeah. Can blame Steam for having a better system to navigate their platform. Well, I mean, yeah, just like I said, they have a better platform in my opinion. Now, I did answer the guy back because he answered politely, but I did say, can I edit this? Oh, no, I can't because it won't let me. Can I edit it on my phone? It says I should be able to edit it on my phone. Hmm. Oh, I can't edit it. Oh well, I'm gonna have to have that typo stay in there, but this doesn't change the fact that the devs dictate the prices. I read the article and it speaks on price parity for Valve. The price parity policy is for the Steam keys generated on the platform. If a third party is to sell a Steam key somewhere else, it needs to be the same price as on Steam. That's common practice. The keys go right back to this to Steam as a platform, which makes make it more or less a Steam product. The misunderstanding here is thinking that the price parity is what stops pricing from being cheaper, which is not the case. If you sell a Steam key, you're adhered to that rule. But again, you can sell your game anywhere else at any price. Even your article references that. So, like, I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying. And I read the whole entire art. Like, I'm not going to be that type of person to not like read the entire article. I read this entire article like up and down, and it even references like the whole thing where you could sell your game on other platforms. But I don't know. Kind of ironic is that Steam had to start enforcing that kind of shit because some companies abuse their pricing in some regions. They were abusing the Steam keys. You're right about that. But I think the reason why they had, I think that's like a better outcome, like for them to try to be able to control the Steam keys, because honestly, people were abusing that. Like, people were abusing Steam keys. People were abusing the pricing of Steam keys, and people were abusing how Steam keys were being sold and function. So they had to do that. Try to implement dynamic pricing. Well, I mean, each and every platform has their own means of pricing. Wouldn't be too surprising to learn it was one of the companies that did abuse pricing when it's still possible. But yeah, they want a better target for this BS. Sony has been doing shit that would definitely deserve to be hit. I don't know too much. I haven't studied up on Sony on what they were doing, but I do know one thing is that they have the same pricing cut. Like, they all have 30%. What I'm saying is the downside of having large stores just means that there's a lot to scroll through. By the way, Final Fantasy VII R is now 60% off. I wish I waited. Which R? Remake or Rebirth? You're gonna have to specify with that one. Both? I don't know about Rebirth. Probably. Both. Okay. So remake and Rebirth. So Final Fantasy remake and Rebirth. Okay. I have them both, so it doesn't matter to me. You were wondering what typo I was talking about? I made a typo in my response there, the very beginning. I said the still doesn't. It's supposed to be that still. It's supposed to be that still doesn't change the fact that devs dictate the price. But I understand where I'm coming from with this. My ADHD is actually kicking in, like real ADHD, where I see things and it doesn't, like, my brain thinks it's something else. Like, I mixed up June and July yesterday. So I was heading over, this is an embarrassing story. I was heading over to a tournament for Smash Brothers, and I thought it said June 11th. I got there, nobody's there, and I'm like, oh fuck. And the guy sitting there is just like, hi, can I help you? I'm like, yeah, is there supposed to be a tournament here? He sits there, he's like, oh, I see your problem here. It's July 11th, not June 11th. And I'm like, damn it, what? How did I do that? So I essentially drove a whole entire hour and a half to a place in the middle of a damn city for me to get my butt swamped and to test out my skills, only for it to only be a month later. So I have like a whole other month of practice that I can go through. So that's on me. I still have like slight dyslexia because of my ADHD switching things around. Like, I used to make fun of people who switched around the 3 and an E, and now it's happening to me. I didn't mean to make that rhyme, by the way. I kept looking at the post, and I eventually looked at the beginning and was like, ah, there it is. Yeah, no, I was, at the beginning it was pretty bad, but I think people will understand what I'm saying, right? The price parity, which was the main point of the article, there's reasons why they had to do that for their Steam keys. And if it's like this, for example, say you're selling burgers, your own burger, right? And you're selling it through McDonald's or Five Guys or even Burger King, right? So you're selling your burger through McDonald's for $1, right? But you're also selling your same burger at Burger King for like 75 cents, okay? You can't go ahead, go through McDonald's, get your burger from McDonald's, and you have a price at it for $1 at McDonald's, go to another location, right? Like maybe a stand or another burger shop, sell the McDonald's burgers that has gone through McDonald's. Like, you got it from McDonald's, and McDonald's supplied you the burgers, right? You got it through them, and then start selling it for 50 cents at the corner store or at a mom and pop shop, because then you're just ripping off of McDonald's, right? McDonald's still needs to get the cut of what you sold via that extra location. So you're selling the burger for 50 cents, and then you go back and say, all right, here's your 30% from what I've sold you. And they're going to look at it and be like, you sold all those burgers, but I'm only getting like $20, right? It's like, okay, where's the rest of the money, right? Where's the rest of the money? And then you're going to have to try to explain and say, I only sold it at 50% cost. And it's like, that's not our agreement. That is not our agreement. You're supposed to sell it for $1. Then I get my cut and you get your cut. You get 70%, I get 30%. What the hell's happening here? And that's basically what was going on with Steam keys, you know? It was even worse with Steam keys. Some people were just like getting Steam keys that they had the game being sold for like maybe $5 on Steam, and then they're selling the Steam keys at like a fluctuated price, so they could go up. They can go to $8. So they're scraping like $3 off the top, plus the $5 that they still owe being split 30% with Steam. And Steam was like, don't do that. Now that's like the worst case scenario with all this. It's just like a scenario. And I don't know if people understand how doing business works. But I can tell you one thing. Yeah, excuse me. I got hair in my mouth. Don't you hate it when you get hair? I have a beard and mustache. Hair keeps dropping in my mouth, man. Like, yes, I shaved, but I thought I washed off the hair. And that's also without taking its consideration people that abuse regional pricing to buy them for cheaper than reselling. Well, I actually looked that up too. Steam has their regional pricing just as well. And depending on the region, yes, they have to set the price per region, which is fair. And when I was looking at that through Steam themselves, their regional pricing is fair because it'll go down or up depending where the game is being sold. And it has to be regional based of where it is being sold so that it can be fair within whatever country and its currency. So it does follow that rule, yeah. Consistently have trimmed my mustache, call stray hairs always sneaking into my mouth. Yeah, I hate that. I hate it, man. You guys gonna let me get some water? I'm gonna go get some water. Also, Cyclops. I've been waiting for this dude to show up in Marvel Rivals. I really have. I wanted Cyclops to show up in Marvel Rivals so much. Like, oh my goodness, man. And he's already a bannable character. And what I mean by bannable character, let me explain that before I go get my water. In ranked, Cyclops would be like incredibly considered to never be played because he's always going to be banned, because you can ban up to 6 characters in ranked when you get far enough in ranked. And once that happens, usually like that character would be considered for the rest of the season just banned. And that happened with Devil Dinosaur. Like in the first few days, people were playing as Devil Dinosaur, but then after a while, Devil Dinosaur kept getting banned, so he was a banned character because he was a little OP. He's still, you know, he's okay now. He can't drop people from the sky anymore. They kind of just took him out back and shot him in the tail. So Devil Dinosaur was a little op. What the? I remember this. This is X-Men Evolution, isn't it? Yeah, Cyclops is going to be my main if I really get back into Marvel Rivals. He is so much fun. People will always ban new characters, even if they aren't broken, just because they are new and either don't want to. Well, not necessarily true if the new character sucks. This happened with Heelpool. I'm talking about the different versions of Deadpool. So Heelpool wasn't banned, and Tankpool was banned, but not a lot. Okay, Tankpool, DPS Pool was not banned because he was actually easier to take out as a DPS, which is kind of funny. ban new heroes. Well, yeah, people will ban new heroes. I'm just saying it's not necessarily always going to happen with every new hero, right? Like, it's, and yeah, I know you're not talking about every new hero. We all know that not every new hero is going to rock the world. Like, honestly, Cyclops, he's bannable. He is very bannable, and not because he's new, but because he is very strong. He is very strong. He's a hit scan player, so he can attack from all distances, and it's instant. He has a laser that hits multiple people at a time. He has a ricochet ability, so he can shoot his lasers off walls, and it will hit people. He has a get out of dodge button that allows him to not only push people back and slow them down, but it gets him out of there because he could just propulse back. He also has a hover. The mofo has a hover. The dude shoots lasers out of his eyes, and he has a hover. So, and not only that, he also has like a super jump, which he basically blasts the ground and he shoots himself upwards into the sky very, very high. So not only does he have a super jump, a hover, he has a ricochet ability. He has 2 ricochet abilities, which gives him health per, like 25, by the way, 25 per. He has a laser. He has a laser that connects to all players next to other players in a laser line. Like, he's a bit up. He's a bit up. The side effect of having a ban system, I'm all for a ban system. I'm all for a ban system. I'm never going to say that ban systems are bad, because they do help regulate and make things interesting. But aside from the ult being kind of crazy, Cyclops honestly feels like one of the most balanced characters they've added in the game. I don't know about balance. Maybe he is, but I don't think he's too balanced. Seeing how his ult's not that crazy neither. You can literally sidestep out of it. His ult is a gigantic laser that, and it's funny, but he has a gigantic laser. That laser just hits the ground and he moves on, and it'll explode after a little bit. I'll take that over people third-party snipe hero picks just because someone played it a lot. Oh yeah, I'm for the everybody. I'm pretty sure everybody's for the ban system. Unfortunately, the only good sniper in Marvel Rivals is probably Hawkeye. And that's only because they basically always kept Black Widow on this horrific leash. Like, she's not allowed to be a good sniper for some reason. She's a hit scan character who hits when you do a headshot with her sniper gun, doesn't kill. Yeah, Widow still sucks. Yeah. I've seen people play Widow very, very well, but they struggle. I'm gonna be honest with you. They should just give Black Widow the same thing as what Hawkeye has. Like a charge timer on your gun. Wait for it to get full. As long as you're targeting somebody, and then pull the trigger. Should at least be able to one-hit squishies. I think she should be able to one-hit healers at the very least. Or support, I should say. Sorry. My mistake there. Guys, let me go get some water real quick. Let me go get some water. I'm gonna actually, put on... Yeah, I'm gonna put on the Marvel Rival trailer for you guys. Cyclops, Marvel Rivals. And he has our friggin' ultimate guide. An ultimate guide. 43, rank 1, 3. He's already rank 1 Cyclops. Maybe for like a couple hours, I can say that for sure.
Victory is in my sight. Right on target. to me, my X-Men.
Are you feeling any after effects from the experiments that Alchemax performed on you?
Nothing out of the ordinary. Why?
I just
Oh,
know that
Cyclops talking to
exposure
people.
high doses of unusual energies can often have unexpected effects.
Ah, of course. Well, if I happen to Hulk out, you'll be the first person I call. Herd Alchemy.
Let me see this again, man.
Get off my lawn!
See, that's what I mean by he's able to push people off.
Extreme force! Propulsion beam!
Well, that's the reason why they are going to keep Black Widow as a non one shot because she's a hit scan. You want to know a fun fact about Scott? So apparently, Cyclops has a brother. There you go. Cyclops, Scott Summers, has two official mutant brothers, Havoc, Alex Summers, and Vulcan, Gabriel Summers. So the most well-known brother, he's the younger brother of Scott and a fellow X-Men member, and possesses the ability to absorb cosmic energy and project devastating plasma blasts, technically making him stronger than his brother. And then there's Vulcan, which I'm not too familiar with, an Omega level mutant, and the younger brother of Scott and Alex, can manipulate, absorb, and control all forms of energy. That's nuts, dude. I want to see if I can... Give me a second here. I want to see if I can actually play Marvel Rivals while all this is actually happening. I doubt it, though. I've actually tried to use OBS while playing PoE, and it always freezes, and I have no idea why that's happening. I'm thinking maybe it's using all of my RAM. I'm not too sure. Though obviously tanks shouldn't be getting one shot. Yeah. I remember when everybody thought Wolverine was bad. It turns out he's actually a tank shredder, because he does percentage-based damage. And people didn't know he's a tank buster. Yeah. The man is crazy. Do they still have this screen? Don't really need that. Yeah, it's a little laggy there. You can tell. I'm looking at it. So I'm still going to try and figure out like what the heck's going on with that.
Knew I saw trouble.
See how far that hits, man? That's that hit scan right there. So look, even here. Look So the laser has range.
Double kill. So it was done.
He can also hover.
Full blast.
Double kill.
His recharge is literally him like looking at his hand. Ugh.
Extreme force.
Yeah, he has a hover there. He also has the
Propulsion beam.
propulsion beam. That's the get out of free. That's what I was talking about before. Oh, there's that. I wonder if I hold on. What if I turned it into Windows? Yeah. I thought that'd fix it a little bit. Okay, so this just proves to me like one thing that I need to do. I need to get the I need to get a new monitor. That's why this is happening. So I probably need to get either a new 4K monitor or get one of those like wide monitors or something like that.
No contingency plans needed.
Double kill.
Knew I saw trouble.
That's 3.
Could be a similar problem that another streamer had with watching him, where he sometimes the CPU gets capped because of some stuff. I looked into that. My CPU was actually just fine, but like there's plenty of other experiments that I need to do that I think I should do. Like for one, maybe like take one monitor away, see if that fixes it, because maybe the resources from that monitor is actually like not helping whatsoever. So maybe just stick with like 2 monitors, and the other is
Extreme force. Propulsion beam.
yeah, that's a technique you got to learn. Be able to just woo, and then
Perfect angle.
like look at that, dude.
You were in my path.
Double kill.
See how it's not reaching them? There's
My eye on someone welcome
yeah,
guests.
I can't reach it from here, but
Punch it
That's
up.
3.
Blast.
so I can't reach it. I can't reach them from here, but oh yeah. I'm gonna show this once.
Double kill.
If they were to stand there, they'd take the full brunt of that hit, you know? This guy I'm talking about mainly has the issues with his streaming PC when he tries to share stuff on Discord while streaming. Aha. I think there's I think what I want to do is probably go with like 2 monitors instead of 3. Or also I need to get either 2 other 4K monitors, which that is honestly a bit expensive. So I'm willing to take away 1 monitor. 1 monitor doesn't... I can just have 2 monitors. Which I'm perfectly fine with, just having 2 monitors. I don't need 3, I could just use 2. Alright, eye test. Which number is missing? None. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 70, 73? Oh. Oh, it isn't. There is a number missing. Never mind. Nintendo loses the battle. The massive lawsuit against the creator of Power World has basically fizzled out into nothing. Summary of the legal disaster. They have a 0% chance of successfully blocking the game. The maximum compensation will be a measly $30,000. Buckapair was quicker and dodged the bullet by patching the controversial mechanics in time. Total green light. Power World 1.0 will officially exit early access on July 10th with no legal issues whatsoever. Did you expect an indie studio to survive the lawyer of the biggest big N? I don't know. Why do y'all keep trying to make Wanda an X-Men? That's funny. The question you should be asking is not why are they making Wanda an X-Men? Why do they have Namor in there? He's not an X-Men. I don't think he ever joined the X-Men either, so... And not to mention, Wanda could be an X-Men if she wants to. She's not a mutant, but she was part, I believe she was part of Magneto's. She was part of Magneto's crew for a while. Well, they definitely survived and then some. Suck it, Nintendo. This means nothing to Nintendo. They did it because you know, they probably thought they were going to get something from it, but nothing ever happened. What the heck? Oh. So bees, oh, this is funny. So there was like a swarm of bees that tried to make a nest in an airplane wing. Do you guys want to see what happened to those bees? Guys want to see what happens to a bunch of dumb bees that try to tried to make a hive in a wing? So pest control didn't make it there on time. So Captain was just like, you know what? I got the cure right here. Bees were like, this is our home, no! Yep, all gone. All gone. Bees shouldn't have tried. The bees shouldn't have tried. So I don't know. What's weird is it takes a little bit for bees to try to establish a nest on something. So it takes a little bit, but for them to try to make one on the wing of a plane, that's a little weird. A lot of people are going nuts for the Final Fantasy Resonance boss fight gameplay. Full video in the comments. This is fucking day 1. Wait, what? This is day 1. What are you talking about? Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Yeah, a lot of people are going nuts for Resonance. Final Fantasy Resonance, if anybody is paying attention to that game. So it launches October 2026, October 22nd, 2026. Let me see something. No, it doesn't have one. Let me check. I was thinking of Final Fantasy Resonance. Okay, so they don't have a demo, but people are getting their hands on them. Apparently how you get your character is by exploration, so you don't get it by gacha. So there was like one showing how to get Zidane, or some other character, sorry, excuse me, I don't remember the character, but they found them in the cave, and that's how you get your characters. You explore the world. This shift that they're doing, turning mobile games into actual full games, is kind of, it's a strategy, I could say that for sure. It's a goddamn strategy. I wonder if anybody is still remembering. There's supposed to be 2 characters, right? There's not just one main character. There's supposed to be 2 main characters, right? Explore characters. Yeah, there he is. There's the guy. I guess there's an extra girl too, a mysterious girl, appears from Earth Crystal. But yeah, he's supposed to be in there just as well. Main 3? Gotcha. So, you got the standard editions, you got the physical editions. They're turning a mobile game into an actual console game for $50. I'm okay with that. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I am. I'm fine with that. $50? I'd probably make it 40, but I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that, yeah. Now, I haven't heard anything from Dissidia for a while, so I don't know if hold on. Oh, look at that. Looks like we'll have to make what happen at this rate. Wait, what happen at this rate? What is it? Short clip showing the new combo displayed at the block power bar. Okay, so he's continuing to still do Power World, or sorry, not Power World. I'm sorry, Cube. Fucking Cube World, dude. Huh. Okay. What the heck? What the heck? Oh gosh. I don't even know anymore. Sorry, apparently Pokimane is making some sort of comment, but you know, you realize you don't really care about like certain streamers after a while. Only they do like Dissidia Opera Omnia. By the way, OpenAI is billions of dollars in the hole. OpenAI? Well, they're not really selling their AI correctly now, are they? They're trying to sell it as this big old, life-changing thing. This thing that's supposed to change everybody's lives. Instead of it being a tool for what it's supposed to be. I learned that ages ago. That's why I tend to stick to a specific group now, because of frickin' Pokimane. Pokimane is like, I don't know. I mean, I don't have any hate towards her. I just think that right now I'm just going to ignore her presence. Nothing against her. I don't hate her. Nothing like that. I think I'm gonna try to stick with like 2 monitors. Maybe 2 monitors would probably be a better way to go instead of having like 3. Yeah, it'll give me a room, you know. Alright, I was planning to just like give you a clue of what I was doing for the next video, but I think you guys understand like what I'm doing. I'm going to be looking at the concept art for a lot of things. So Evercold has a bunch of concept art, and I'm going to be going over those. So I think you guys have access to that in the Discord. I think. I don't know if I posted any of the Evercold stuff. Should probably post it in spoilers just in case I didn't. Don't really hate her, but I have no reason to have to want to interact with her. The only stuff I've seen of her in the past make me kind of feel like she could use a vacation from the spotlight for a while. She is... she's definitely someone that I would definitely think needs to perhaps make a kind of like a shift in her career. She's not a very interesting person. Like, she has... I don't know why people put up with the way she sounds. She sounds like she's full of herself a lot of the time. This isn't saying that I hate her, it's just the way she sounds. Like, if she were to, like, shift herself to sounding like someone who's actually more genuine, then yeah, I'd probably stick around, but she doesn't sound like that. Only simps like Pokimane. We have a problem with degenerates and simps. We have a lot more than I thought we had. I'm super sorry for that. I'm super sorry for that. Like, apparently, oh. There's a frickin' patch? Oh my god. Oh, there is a patch. Wait, what's the patch for? 14 has a patch. Why does 14 have a patch? What's the patch for? We're gonna be started about the people fixes. Okay, we're gonna be starting on people being like that on the net. I'm not allowed to send gifts to my female friend just because apparently it makes me a simp. If you send a gift to somebody you know, like what's the issue? Because they think that you're a simp because you sent a gift to a friend. I help out female friends all the time. I don't. That one's a little bit of a mystery to me. It's not gonna be too exciting when I get into 14, I'm gonna tell you that for sure. Because I'm in space. So the new planet for Discipline in the Hand is here. It is here, and I think we already have like the primary. I think the tower might be open, so that's just a weird terminally online thing, I think. Oh, not even. We have a little bit left to go. You hear that? All that clickety clackety? Yeah, that's yeah, that's my clickety clackety tap revolution keyboard. I have two keyboards. That's a space giraffe. What the hell? Damn. That is some giraffe. Is that the new mount that we can get? Oh yeah, the music's also kind of good. Bum, 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 bum. 1 star 80. Okay. Okay, kind of forgot what it was again. I think I can keep going. Let me do it one more time. Okay, now I can do that. Innovate, prudent. Oh, don't even need prudent. I can use precise. Basic touch. Trails of trailed for resonance? Trailer for resonance. Ah ha ha. Okay. I was wondering, I was just like, what is that? Whoa, I didn't know I could. Okay, that was crazy. Six times, not like a. Some people call you a simp for gifting stuff to your friends. Those are weird friends. Or I don't know who you're talking to with that, but like those are weird people. Why would they call you a simp for sending a gift? That's actually kind of odd to me. The hell? Oh! Okay. I messed up, but that's okay. I can reset with Immaculate. I could probably do Prudent. There we go. There we go. I was doing not groundwork, which was crazy. Tell them to stop being jelly. Stop being jealous. They're weird. They're just weird. You know, if a dude who sends gifts to a woman obviously means they have an ulterior motive. And there's random people on the net that just immediately assume I had ulterior motives for gifting stuff to someone of the opposite sex. Those are weird people. Shouldn't associate with them like that, then, if that's what they thought. Or they're probably thinking, oh, because you're doing that you're just simping for a girl that you hardly know. But if it's like a friend, it makes no sense why they would actually think that way. If they know that they are your friend, that's the thing that I'm like trying to get at here. If they know that you're sending a gift to a friend, you don't really use that words for jokes. Wait, are they your friends? Only times my friends would say it's jokingly is because they do friendly banter. Oh, okay, yeah, then that's fine. Rage bait them say, oh, I was gonna gift you something as well, but not anymore with that attitude. They wouldn't care. Guarantee you they doing it because they, not for the gift, they're doing it because they probably just don't like them. I have to be careful because of 60. Oh, Lord have mercy. I made a big mistake. I can salvage this. I salvaged it. Alright, so that same person sometimes. Some people change their tune when they learn it was a gift to a friend, but some just stuck to their guns. This is a little weird, don't you think? But in any case, Pokemon's weird. I say that out of, like, I say that I can't say it out of respect, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't have that much respect for Pokemon. And that is my fault. That is my fault. I don't have that much respect for Pokemon. I should have did that backwards. Like she said, make the rich people pay, and something makes, and her friend pointed out that she was the rich. Yeah, well, we already know Pokemon is a what's the word? I can't really say it and remember exactly, like, I want to say how many do I need for this? Just 2? Okay. This is 25. Okay. It'll do half, right? Okay. Is she the? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. The only respect I have for her is the fact that she got her game. Like, she was able to make it as a big time streamer. But I don't respect her as, like, an everyday person. in that retrospect, I'm kind of sensitive to how she acts, and the way she acts makes me feel like she doesn't act like a normal person in my eyes. And that in itself gets me a little perplexed. I'm going to venerate and manipulate. I can do this, get half about 3 times. Venerate one more time. There we go. Grifter? I wouldn't call her a grifter. She's been in the game far too long to be a grifter. Alright? I don't know if she was the one that did that rant, but every time I hear it, I'm just like, if you're really complaining about $7, then you need to rethink about... Oh no, that was her. Wait, let me see. You were talking about... Is she the one who was like the whole rant about people not wanting to sub on Twitch? Oh no, that was a different person. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the cookie thing. That was a whole other person. The other person was worse, to be fair. Pokimane didn't, she didn't do all that, but she did, she didn't make her position better when she was talking about it. She was on the sympathetic side, which means she was against the Twitch streamer who was just like, $5 a month! And it was like, okay, bitch, slow down. People got rent to pay. $5! Just like, maybe some people can't pay that fucking $5. Like, what's your deal? What's your deal, chick? $5, guys. $5. Or who did that rant, but it was just like she was saying it was hilarious for like $7. It was $5, but like the fact that she was complaining about it was like the biggest issue there. I don't know why I did that. That's not going to get me all the way up there. Oh, it did. I did it. Ooh, I'm getting money. Well, guess Twitch was hungry. Hungry for what? They're not getting anything from that streamer. They're barely getting pittance. This thing, the whole Twitch sub rant is hilarious when you really think about it, and the person just looks stupid. Maybe they don't want to. We brought it up because I couldn't remember if it was her or not. And the 10 gifted subs, it was a totally different chick. She was a problem in herself. She was a problem on herself. I think I got one more, maybe? No, of course not. It keeps going. At least I don't have to do too much, right? $5 a month. Oh, did I use up all my gold? I think I did when I went to B class. My bad. This is 40 with... Okay, so I'm reflecting. Let me see. Which one's the 40 collectible one? So it's muscle memory. Oh, muscle memory. What the fuck? Okay, well. I'm gonna do waste not, venerate, manipulate, groundwork, again, and I'm gonna innovate because I'm gonna actually prep, I guess, because I have manipulate and waste not. Prep again. Prep again. Gonna master mend. And I'm going to womp, womp, womp. Venerate. And I'm going to prudent and prudent. This should do it. Eh. I could have done groundwork. I'm sure she was. Sure she was. Lol. You know what the funny thing is? I think with all these streamers coming out, right? With all these content creators coming out of the woodworks, like I'm seeing way too many VTubers making their debut on Twitch, or not Twitch, Twitter. And I just have to ask, what's going on with that? Like, why are so many of these freaking VTubers coming out of the woodworks like this? I don't have a thing. I don't have the thing. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. The 60. I think I can do half of Dora. Half of 6 Dora. So I can do the prudent touch method. All of them are real VTubers. Yeah, some of them are mixed in there are just OnlyFans users. And I don't know what to make of that. They're like they're OnlyFans, and I'm just like, what are you guys doing? I'm gonna immaculate here. It just takes one more. So can I? Yes, final appraisal. I'm going to groundwork here. I'm going to immaculate again. And I'm going to waste not. Why not manipulation? Great stride by Regat. I should be good. I am not good. You know what? You know what? I don't care anymore. Did I get a golden for that? I did. I got a gold for that. To be fair, some of them still are content creators while not streaming. I mean, they can call themselves VTubers if they are VTubers. I don't know. I don't know. I think a lot of them are VTubers because I do see like clips of them on the timeline. So I'm thinking for like sure that they have to be some sort of VTuber in some sort of nature. But as VTubers, they're annoying. They are annoying. Okay. Something tells me I don't know what the 61 is. I don't think we have any means for the 60. 1 second, folks. Give me a second. Okay. Alright, what's up? I'm just saying, some people call themselves what people call themselves while never really doing streaming or video making. I don't know. I don't know. What step am I on? What step am I on? What did I do? Damn it. I put innovation on. And unfortunately, those just use the titles, they do it to stir up the drama pot. That's true. Wait, why did I use prudent? Oh my gosh. Huh. I'm gonna take a risk here. Wasn't really a risk, I actually was able to actually make that. All those people are gone. Nice. I know how to craft. That's 2 gold. How much is that? Okay. I can work on that. It's not too bad. How many times do I have to do this? How many? Okay, let me see. Cosmic Beetle. I'm gonna check this actually. How many? If I have more than what I think I should have, Jesus, what the hell? Oh my god, are you kidding me? What the heck? There are way too many steps. Oh my gosh, they want you to continue. Ooh, they want you to just continue to, oh my goodness. That's crazy. And it goes all the way up to what? To 7? Oh, God. Okay, upgrading the cosmic tool. I'm only halfway there. Not even. I'm at like 1.2, I think. That's too much, man. I'm at 1.3, right? Oh no, I'm working my way up to 1.3. That's crazy. Alright. Are they new ones or the ones from the first planet? Like, you just upgrade the ones that you get from the first planet. So there's like a different separate. I mean, you probably finished it. This is the intermediate level 2, so I'm next to halfway there. There is supposed to be 7 of these down here, so if I keep mindlessly crafting here, I will eventually finish. You only finished a few? Well, like, when you say you finished a few, I'm sorry. Do you mean, like, finish the entire thing, or have gotten to, like, a certain class or level of this? Because I'm only working on Weaver as of right now. And working on all the others is going to be a nightmare. I don't remember I had 1 or 2 tools completed, but I got bored. You got bored? I mean, if they're glowing like, I mean, depending on the steps, right? So you probably have some that's already finished. But, I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna do one last thing, and I think I'm gonna sign out, and I'm just gonna do an expert. Nothing's really happening online right now, except for that whole Valve situation, where they're getting sued once again by the CCC. Like, what is going on, dude? What do I want to be? What do I want to be? What do I want to be? You know what? I'm going to be a summoner. Because at least as a summoner, I can revive people. Won't take 10 minutes to get through. Still not as good as the current. Okay, so excuse me. So then, yeah, they have already upgraded Yui, because there's supposed to be a match for your outfits at 750. So, okay, so you didn't completely finish them, I think. So, like, now they go up to 750. Made a mistake on doing, on Dancer. Why is that a mistake? What did you do? Or, I should ask, what happened to you? Killer died on the last boss just for me to revive them and have them instantly die in the coming AoE. Because the genius decided, spell genius with a J there, genius decided to use a spell as soon as they revived. Ah, silly, silly them. Silly, silly them. What the heck? I have great respect for a passerby who saw this. What the heck? What? We got a lot more fighting going on than I thought there was. Cosmic tools are BIS. Now they're BIS. Like I said, they go up to 750 now, or whatever they are. But yeah, they're supposed to be the current tools to use. My problem with those tools that need to be used is that I'm going to be sitting there all day. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little something. I am worried. I am a little worried about certain things. There's a job that I really want to get, and I just got rejected for it. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But it seems like even like the smaller side jobs that I'm trying to see if I can get are not really calling back or not really saying anything or doing anything, and I'm trying to wonder what the heck is going on. Maybe I should take this out from the desk. Going back to the bunny planet. It's not really a bunny planet. Whoa, what was I doing? Well, I've consigned to try to get myself at least a smaller job before getting a big job. And even smaller jobs are just like, they're like, nah, brother. I'm like, what's going, why do that to me? I have 2 gold. I'll wait till I... They're just jealous of me. I don't know if they're jealous of me. Jealous of what from me? What exactly would they be jealous of? You're hot and they know it. You're sexy and you know it. I don't know about that. I am hot though. Like I am very in the condition of being in heat right now. Like I'm in the heat, not in heat. Sorry. Excuse me. What about... don't look too much into that. Nah. Y'all don't have to look too much into that. You're sexy and you know it. Venerate, baby! Venerate! You haven't heard that in a while? I have this special ability to go back in time and pull up something that's stupid nostalgia. Do I not have Venerate on? What the fuck? That's weird. It wasn't that bad before. Okay. Last time I heard that song, I was still in school. Yeah. Me too. Maybe not even. This is 2. Oh god. Okay. Uh, there we go. I knew I could do it. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Nope, gotta keep going. Was it? That's synthesis, that's progress. I needed prudent touch. Where the fuck is prudent touch? Oh, I can't do it because I'm under waste not. So... there we go. Genius. Do I have the cosmic? I think I have the Cosmo credits to get the pants now. You guys wouldn't know it, but I'm actually missing the pants to this outfit. Credit exchange. Cosmic credits. I still can't get the pants. That's 7,000. Are you kidding me? The Star Admirable. Oh wait, these are the Cosmic Explorers. Oh yeah, that's the new thing. The Cosmic Explorer stuff. Not that I can judge. I rarely wear pants in 14. You judging me for my not wearing the same pants as I should be? What the heck? That was a double alert. We might have to just call it right now. It's getting close to 9 o'clock. God, you know what? Let me do one more. That's development. What do I need? Yes, I need 3. I also need 5. Any of these 5? That's 5. Alright, that's a 60 count. Ayo! Okay, that prudent touch. Mainly use a skirt. I mean, yeah, you have a female character. Of course you have skirt, long boots, and all that other whatnot. You know what? Don't think it will hurt to do this once. Right. I am a genius! Not really. I just know what buttons to press. Skirts are cute. Same with high heels. I can't see the heels on a tartar. I'm sorry. Legit can't see them. The little nubs coming out of the bottom of the shoe. Super revealing clothes. What are you thinking, Yami? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, I'm just gonna go the regular route. Just sucks I tend to use a lot of the same options for long boots, and skirts are kind of limited. Yeah, this is supposed to be, what, fashion fantasy? How fashionable is fashion fantasy without the fashion? Okay. I'm gonna withdraw. Okay, I think it's time for me to actually get the heck out of here. Also, doesn't help that we also don't have any options for stockings outside of what like 2 bottom pieces. That's weird, isn't it? I know a lot of people who like to go in with stockings. But then again, I'm not all about fashion in this game. But I think in any case, I'm gonna call it here. I think off camera I'm going to be spending a lot of time here anyway, because I'm going to try to get my cosmic weapon. Oh look, 5 is already filled up. It looks like it's getting easier, to be honest, because it's just a little bit, and then I move on to the next one, and a little bit, and then I move on to the next one. You're lacking in fashion anyway. You chose worst glam. First of all, the Admiral outfit is the toughest looking outfit in this game. One of the toughest, I will say. Because you know what I am? I am an Admiral. I am an Admiral. They're gonna be like, why is the Admiral like banging a little peen hammer on an anvil when he should be telling people what to do? Well, that's because he likes to get his hands dirty. The Admiral gets his hands dirty. He knows what he's doing. But I'm gonna head out, guys. Take care of yourselves. I just wanted to also share that opinion about the, and I thought I could just waste some time, but share that opinion with the whole Valve thing. Honestly, it looks to me like if people don't do their research, some of what people are suing Valve for just doesn't, I mean, it looks like it makes all the sense in the world when you think about it, especially when you look at like Microsoft and some stuff. Like the article that was even tweeted at me, they're like, I'm talking about this, and I'm like, yeah, even if I read that, it doesn't change the fact that the prices are still just going to stay the same. It doesn't lower price because the cut is smaller, or because you know, Steam with their it was like, not piracy, but with the certain policy, like I said before, is not going to make the price drop. And I don't know where they get in this notion that the price will drop. The price will not drop. The price will probably maintain. Some do it to stir up the pot. I think this person genuinely thought that way. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. And